What's up everyone, Rose Brown, the accountant therapist here, and in this video I would like to break down the concept of what is a flow-through entity, or some may refer to it as a pass-through entity. My firm and I, we get a lot of questions about what is it, so we've gone ahead and created a visual to help you better understand how it flows and ultimately how it may impact your personal income tax return. Right, so let's jump right into what it is. So a flow-through entity is when the net business activities from certain business entities flow through to your personal income tax return. So it ultimately ends up on your Form 1040. Now, when I say certain business activities, I'm referring to S corporations, partnerships, and estate. And the way in which pretty much the information is reflected so that it ends up on your personal income tax return is through what is referred to as a Schedule K-1. Now, the Schedule K-1 reflects your ownership interest or share within that company, so the net activity of your ownership interest or share shows up on the Schedule K-1, which then again gets reflected on your Form 1040. Some of the items that oftentimes show up, and this is just some of it, there's a list of things, but these are the most popular ones that I really want to bring to your attention. That includes the net profit or loss, if there was a Section 179 deduction claimed, if there was qualified business income. This way on your personal income tax return, we can capture what is referred to as a qualified business income deduction. In addition to these items, we could have, say, dividends, interest, or capital gains. And again, these are all items that flow through from the business through a Schedule K-1 onto your personal income tax return. Okay, now it's important to note that a flow-through entity is not responsible for its own income taxes. It is the individual that is responsible for his share of the income taxes. Therefore, it is not appropriate for you to use the business bank account to pay for your personal income tax return. You'll want to connect with your tax advisor or your accountant to discuss ways in which you can satisfy the personal taxes that you've incurred because of the business activities. Okay, that's going to be a very important thing you want to keep in mind. Lastly, I have not mentioned a C corporation yet, so I do want to touch on that because it's very important. A C corporation is not a flow-through entity. It's pretty much a tax return all by itself. It's an entity all by itself. Everything is exclusive to this particular tax return. It never flows through to your personal income tax return. Therefore, it is responsible for its own income taxes, unlike the other flow-through entities. And as it pertains to, let's say you are a sole prop or a single member LLC, technically you are a flow-through entity, but for tax purposes you are referred to as a disregarded entity. Therefore, your activities are reported on a Schedule C, which is also reported as part of your Form 1040. Ultimately, what this means is if you have any engagement with a, say, a pass-through entity, or if you are a disregarded entity, you cannot file your personal income tax return until you receive either your Schedule K-1 or you've organized all your expenses and income that needs to show up on your Schedule C for your business activities if you're a sole prop or a single member LLC. Okay, so there's a lot of different points that I touched on in this video. I really do hope that you were able to get a better understanding of what is a flow or a pass-through entity. And of course, if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to us, or if you already have a tax professional or an accountant, definitely connect with them so that if you have any involvement with any of these entities that you really want to be a part of it under these circumstances, or maybe you may decide, hey, I want a standalone return tax, business tax return where it's not impacting my personal taxes, right? So you want to keep that in mind as you move forward, but I really do hope that this visual was very helpful to you.